Hello there and welcome to a brand new month. Happy new month and welcome to the month of September. I'm so excited and so delighted that we're seeing a new month together. And we thank God for bringing us through the month of August, and now we're in the month of September, the ninth month in the year 2024. And wow, amazingly, the year 2024 is gradually coming to an end, and I hope that the year has been an amazing one for you. I hope it's been a productive one for you. And even if you've not achieved all your milestones and if you've not hit all your set targets, I want you to know that there's still time and there's still opportunities for you to do that even in the year. Thank you for always joining in. Thank you for always being a part of this. Thank you for always being a part of a journey. You're the reason why we're here. And we're so glad and we're so delighted and privileged to always do this with you. Thank you so much. I remain your host, Adequiju Jayoba, and together we've been considering leadership competencies and organizational behavior. Now, because the month of September is particularly a special month for me, I want to share something with you that I believe will be instrumental to achieving amazing and outstanding results even in this month of September and beyond in your organization. Sometimes last year, in the year 2023, I watched a movie that was intriguing and struck a chord in my heart. And this was because this was a movie that showcased a family that rose from very harsh, unfavorable conditions to becoming global talents. And I'm talking about the movie King Richard that was released in the year 2021 and starred award-winning actor Will Smith. Now, this movie was such a great hit with everyone and it resonated across board globally that it did not only receive positive reviews from film critics, but it was also named one of the 10 best films of the year 2021 by both the American Film Institute and the National Board of Review. This movie, King Richard, also earned 6 nominations at the 94th Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and it won Best Actor for Will Smith. Now, why do I particularly like this movie? This movie will be a classic case of a man who had a clear vision and a clear plan, a clear goal for his children, and he did everything in his power to see that goal come to pass, irrespective of the circumstances, and even when the odds were stacked against them, when they had to step into the world as black people, step into the world of predominantly white people, and they felt out of place. They didn't have the finances to afford excellent services. Even with all that, we see the man, Richard Williams, push his 2 daughters. And it's beautiful that the 2 daughters, and I'm talking about Venus and Serena Williams, have become global stars. So what am I going to be talking about today? I'll be talking about mentoring high achievers. Last week we talked about mentorship and its impact on employee performance. And we've seen that mentorship is very essential to not only building a high-performing team, but it's also very key and crucial to the continuity and the success of any organization. If any organization is going to thrive in the future, then it must be an organization that is effectively putting mentorship in place in its succession management, meaning that the current leaders must be training actively, grooming actively the next leaders who will become the leaders in the future. However, I want to take it a step further to not only mentoring potential leaders, to mentoring high achievers. Having an eye for excellent, outstanding talent in your organization and tailoring training and mentorship to bring out the best, looking at that diamond in the rough, polishing that diamond again and again and again until it becomes a gem of inestimable value. That's what we'll be considering together today. And I hope you're ready to learn and to study together with me today. Once again, you are welcome. Now, what is the beautiful thing about high achievers? High achievers are talents or employees, let me use the term, in your organization that have exemplary skills, have an eye for details, and are goal oriented. They're the kind of employees who have their eyes fixed on the strategic goals and objectives that has been laid before them, and they're ready to give their best, give their energies, their skills, their time to achieving those goals. They wouldn't take no for an answer. They will give everything it takes to achieve their goals. And so they are the high achievers, they're the high performers. They always have a record of success. And in today's very fast-paced, ever-evolving, and very competitive market, every organization must be able to spot their high achievers and mentor and groom their high achievers to continue to be high achievers. Don't forget that even in the world of sports, no one remains the champion forever by just being a champion once. They continue to remain relevant with continuous mentoring. Serena Williams, Venus Williams, and every other outstanding star. I'm talking about Nobel laureates, I'm talking about inventors, whether in the past or in our contemporary times, are persons who have undergone constant training and mentorship. It was not just a one-off success thing. Constantly getting better at what they do to ensure that they stand at the pinnacle of their industry. And so it is very important that every business leader identifies such talent in their organization and they begin to mentor and groom them. So what's the importance of mentoring talent and high achievers? I've said it already. The first thing is to achieve the vision of the organization. Very important. You need your high achievers to achieve the vision of your organization. Remember, the one thing we would always say in Amogate is that your vision must be gargantuan. And you need bold, audacious, and very skillful employees to co-create and to co-implement with you. That is very essential. You must never forget that. You need your high performers, your high achievers who can take the baton, run the race, and win the race. You need persons who have their eyes trained on the goal and will do everything to achieve the goal. Of course, when I say do everything, I mean within ethical standards and regulations, but who are willing to give their best to achieving the goals. You need those guys on your team. You need those kind of persons on your team. So mentoring high achievers will, I would say always guarantee, but will always move you closer, one step closer to achieving the set vision for the organization. Another thing this does is that it helps to accelerate their career growth. Mentoring helps high achievers to accelerate their career growth. Remember, Serena Williams was a diamond in the rough, but she had a mentor in her father. Venus Williams had a mentor in her father who could identify their potential, their skills, even when they did not know it. Because sometimes the high achievers don't look like it. They probably have successes today and sometimes, they are not achieving so much other times. They need somebody who can spot that talent and say, look, there's this potential in you to become excellent. There's this potential in you to become outstanding, and someone who can constantly spur them on again and again to achieving amazing results. So mentoring high achievers help to accelerate their career goals. The mentors can provide insights into navigating career challenges, because challenges will always come. So mentors can provide guidance, they can make strategic decisions, they can set goals for these high achievers to achieve. Another importance of mentoring high achievers is that it enhances their skills and competencies. Remember where I'm starting from. Sometimes these high achievers are not at their 100%. But even at 50%, you can identify the potential in them to be these high, excellent performers, and you begin to groom them. So when you do that, you enhance their skills and competence, guiding them, shaping them, and molding them to become that outstanding employee or leader that you want them to be. And when they step into leadership position, after they've been mentored and groomed and polished, they take the organization to the next level, flying the flag of the organization and ensuring that the organization is standing at the peak in the industry. So mentorship helps high flyers or high achievers enhance their skills and competence. And mentors provide valuable feedback. Mentors share industry best practices. Mentors introduce the mentees even to new perspectives that they've probably never seen before, new approaches to life. And this helps to groom and to enhance the competencies of these high achievers. Another great thing that mentorship does is that it builds confidence and emotional intelligence. It builds confidence and emotional intelligence. I'm sure in the story of Venus and Serena Williams, before they became the global stars that we recognize and celebrate today, they must have had a couple of bad days. They must have had days when things didn't look so good. And that's one of the things with high achievers. They are used to successes that when little failures come on board, it cripples them. It makes them feel like they can't go one step further. And that's why they need mentorship. Someone who can say, no, you're going to get better. I mean, if you look at acclaimed football stars, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, they had days when their teams didn't win the match. And I'm sure they probably went back feeling bad. Everyone wants to win the match. That's the truth. Everyone comes to the pitch, comes to the stadium, wanting to win the match. But they didn't always win the match. But they had coaches who never gave up on them, who didn't allow them also give up on their dreams or give up on themselves, and told them, look, guys, this failure does not define you. This failure does not tell us who you are. We know that you're exemplary, outstanding stars, and you can get better. At your next match, you will win. And so mentorship encourages, builds the confidence of mentees. Mentorship offers encouragement. It helps them navigate through setbacks, and it provides this emotional support that every outstanding achiever needs in the organization. Another thing mentoring does, or mentorship does, particularly to high achievers in the organization, is that it expands their networks. One of the things that I particularly liked about the movie King Richard was that apart from having a clear goal for his daughters, Richard Williams took these two daughters to be coached by a professional tennis coach, or to be trained by a professional tennis coach. He didn't just say, I have a dream for my daughters to become outstanding tennis players, but I'll just keep them at the backyard of my house. He took them to a professional coach. He would be with them all through the coaching sessions, encouraging the daughters, training them, watching out for things they need to improve on, and making strategic decisions for his daughters. But one of the things he did was he expanded their networks. He brought them into places where they could play against other people to test their abilities and test their skills. That is very important. So mentorship expands the networks of high achievers. It opens the doors to new opportunities. It also brings them into the mentors' connections. So when leaders start to mentor and groom high achievers in the organization, one of the things mentoring does is that it brings these mentees into the circle or the network of the mentor, and these mentees who are high achievers or high performers can learn new things. They have new perspective. They meet other top players, other leaders, and then that expands their scope or expands their horizon. Now they can think bigger, they're seeing bigger, they can understand things better. That is very important. So that's one beautiful thing about mentorship. And the last I'll be considering, and another beautiful impact of mentorship on high achievers, is that it fosters innovation and creativity. Mentoring fosters a culture of innovation by encouraging mentees to think critically and explore new ideas. One of the things that mentorship does is that it gives an oversight. And while your high achievers are running the race, you can begin to spot areas of improvement, areas where they can do things better. You can provide valuable insight and feedback on the things they need to improve on, or the things that they are doing well and they need to keep up with. Very important. So mentorship fosters innovation and creativity amongst high achievers in your organization. So what are the strategies that you can employ when you want to mentor high achievers? Remember that with high achievers, there are persons who have their eyes on the goal. There are persons who are trained to always achieving results. And so it means that mentoring high achievers is quite different from mentoring just anybody. It is very, very different from mentoring another regular individual in the organization. And one of the things you must know is that it is very rewarding, because when these persons achieve their results, they become that shining gem. They become global players. They become global stars. I'm sure you're thinking of a lot of names. Everyone who you see today is not an accident. They're product of constant training, constant practicing, and constant mentoring. Somebody is always behind them. For Elon Musk, he would always talk about his mom. I mean, we have people who would always say they are bosses. There are different people who are products of mentoring. Every exceptional star, global star in any field that we see today are products of mentoring. Constant mentoring. So even though it can be challenging because these persons, are used to having significant success, they probably have achieved significant success, they have a steady track record of accomplishments, but sometimes you need to continue to guide them so that they don't slip into complacency and so that they don't play too. It is very rewarding for your organization. So what are the strategies? Let's get very quickly into it. The first is that you must have a clear goal. You must have a clear goal. As a leader who is mentoring high achievers, you must set a clear goal for these mentees. So a successful mentoring relationship begins with setting clear, mutually agreed upon goals. And these goals must be SMART, meaning that the goals must be specific, they must be measurable, they must be achievable, they must be relevant and time-bound to ensure that both the mentor, that's you as the leader, and the mentee, that's the high achiever, are both aligned in their objectives. Very, very important. So you want to set a clear goal, a clear direction, because high achievers are persons that they have their eyes focused on the goal. So when there's a goal before them, they can divert all their energy, all their resources, all their time, all their focus into achieving their goal. So the first strategy is set a clear goal. Another strategy you want to implement when mentoring high achievers is that you want to cultivate a growth mindset. Cultivate a growth mindset. Successful individuals strive on achievement and live for the challenge of exploring the unknown. So maintaining a growth mindset is very crucial for their continued development. Else, if they are not careful, they can slip into complacency. They can enjoy the achievements for way too long, and they can play too. They become the local champions, and then they are achieving nothing new. And you don't want that for your organization. Because remember, like where I started from, the marketplace or the business space of today is very competitive and is rapidly evolving. So the champion of today might not remain the champion of tomorrow. And that's why you see athletes, they continually train. They continually get on the pitch to train. Because the moment they stop training, when they show up at any competition, that younger athlete can beat them to the race. In the same vein, you want to cultivate a growth mindset in your high achievers or in your organization, generally speaking. So one of the things high achievers need is that they need mentors who would encourage them to embrace continuous learning and improvement. They must not rest on their horse. They must not sit down and relax and think they've gotten there. No, they must continually grow. They must continually learn. They must continually improve. And so one of the things you want to do is you want to introduce them to new fields, new technologies, new methodologies that can enhance their existing skills and push them out of their comfort zone. Very important. So as an executive, you might want to, or as a leader who is mentoring high achievers, you might want to look into emerging digital trends or innovative leadership practices and use these templates to train your high achievers. Another thing you can do in cultivating a growth mindset is that you want to encourage high achievers to reflect on past failures, identify what they have learned and how it has contributed to their growth. By normalizing making mistakes in the organization and framing it as an essential part of the journey to success can help your high achievers build resilience. Because that's one thing that is very necessary. My colleague Tulo Modara will always say, to achieve any gargantuan dream or vision, you need courage and resilience, grit, that staying power. And so cultivating a growth mindset also includes building resilience. And how can you do that? By letting them know that failures is a regular part of the journey. It's part of the growing process. It's a learning process, and ensuring that they've learned from their past mistakes, and it has helped them identify areas they need to improve on, and it's helping them step up, and it's contributing to their growth. Very important. And even when things don't go as planned, because change is inevitable, things happen. That's a fact. Things might not go the way you want. Like for Serena Williams, she lost the 24th Grand Slam and it was very painful. And she lost it just as she was about to retire. But things happen. But when you challenge your mentees to always have a growth mindset, they would not give up. They will continually want to forge ahead and continually want to achieve new results and continually want to aim higher. So cultivating a growth mindset is very important for your high achievers in your organization. Another thing you want to do is that you want to provide constructive feedback. Provide constructive feedback. As they are growing, as they are learning, as they're developing and honing and enhancing their skills and competencies, you want to ensure that you're constantly providing constructive feedback. Constructive feedback is a cornerstone of effective mentoring. There's no mentoring without feedback. You must be able to say, oh, I noticed you did this. Kudos to you. Excellent job. Keep this up. Oh, I noticed you did this in this particular light, and you didn't get the desired results. Do you think you want to review it? Do you think you want to restructure this? Do you think you want to reinvent your ways of doing things? And that's why they must continually grow, so that they are exposed to new methodologies, new ways of doing things. So there must be constant feedback. Mentors should provide honest but supportive feedback, actionable feedback that helps the mentee to grow while also recognizing and celebrating success. That is very important. Another thing you want to do, another strategy you want to put in place, is that you must balance support and challenge. Balance, support, and challenge. Very important. So what I mean by balance, support, and challenge, while it is important to offer guidance and encouragement constantly to your high achievers, you must also challenge your mentees to step out of their comfort zone and take on new difficult tasks that promote growth. And so you must not baby them. Yes, you must not baby them. You must not cuddle them too much. A little cuddling, a little pushing. A little cuddling, a little pushing. You must ensure that there's that balance between support and challenge. Support them where they need. Provide all the resources, training resources, learning opportunities that they need when they feel. Provide that emotional support and love and attention that they need. But make sure they don't dwell on that for so long. Push them into new opportunities. Push them into new fields. Let them try their skills in new areas. Let them see how competent they are when they step out of their comfort zone, where they think they are doing excellently well, and when they step into new fields or new areas, new domains. You want to constantly ensure that your high achievers or your potential leaders are constantly growing. And one of the things you want to do is that you want to ensure that you balance support with challenges. Another thing you want to do, or another strategy you want to put in place, is as a mentor, you must develop emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. You must be able to read the room, the atmosphere, or the energy around your high achievers. This is a skill that is very critical to foster better relationships and decision making. Very, very important. You want to be able to know when they are going through things that are affecting their performance and be able to pick it up and say, I notice in the last couple of weeks you've been down. Your energy has not been, the vibe around you, the aura around you has not been green. What is happening? That's emotional intelligence. You must be able to pick when there is a bias going on, or when there's a conflict between one employee and another employee. Conflict in the organization can hamper the performance of employees. So those are the things you want to look into. So emotional intelligence is a strategy that as a leader or as a mentor, you want to cultivate and put in place. You want to develop a deeper understanding about the emotions, the feelings of your high achievers. This is very important because sometimes high achievers might not come out to tell you that this is what they are going through. But sometimes in the place of practicing again and again, particularly when it looks like they are hitting a brick wall, they're not achieving their goals as fast as they want to, and they are frustrated internally. As a mentor, you must be able to pick it up and know how to encourage that high achiever and support them through the journey until they break through that wall and achieve their goal. Very important. So emotional intelligence is something that you want to develop, a strategic competence that you want to develop as a leader when you're mentoring high achievers. And then the last thing I'll be discussing today is that you want to expand their network and influence. Expand their network and influence. High achievers always have strong networks. You see them in the organization. People naturally flock towards them. Sometimes they even look like the born leaders because they're always They're always targeted towards success. They're always the performers. They're always getting the job done. So they have a strong network, but there's always room for growth and improved focus. There's always room for growth and improved focus. So one of the things you want to do is that you want to expand their network, introduce them to new people. Sometimes take them from their comfort zone, probably from one department to another department, and see how well they thrive and they succeed in this new department. Expand their network. Don't let them stay in one place. Anybody can master a skill in one place and become the champion there, but take them somewhere else. Expand their horizon, because when they become the leaders, they have a broadened perspective of how to run the organization and how to achieve the set vision for the organization. So that is a very important strategy you want to put in place when mentoring high achievers. I hope you learned so much today. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much for listening in. You can connect with us. That is why we're here. Let us walk with you. Let us walk with you. Don't do this journey alone. So for your questions, for your feedbacks, for comments or inquiries, you can visit us at www.theamorgate.org. I'll take that again, www.theamorgate.org. You can also connect with us on social media platforms, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Amorgate TV, where we have so many useful, rich resources for you at your disposal, free of charge. Yes, free of charge. Please avail yourself of these resources. Listen to these videos or these resources again and again with your team members, and you will see amazing results in your organization. Until I come your way, same time next week, keep being amazing and keep reaching for the stars. Bye for now.